This presentation is about some very important points we have learned from nutrition research about how to lose weight through diet change. Regardless of other measures you're taking to lose weight, be it exercise, fasting, or weight loss medications, nutrition is at the center because nutrition allows these other measures to work better. For example, when food is addressed, exercise efforts you make start to contribute to your weight loss. Food is powerful. It can cause disease and it can reverse disease. Some foods are, quite simply, toxic to our health when eaten above modest amounts. Others quite literally act as medicine that can reverse disease. What's key is that we know what we need to know now from recent nutrition research over the past 20 years. What works for weight loss through diet change has never been more clear. But the public, and even most doctors, are unaware of recent research, and there remains a lot of confusion. We aim to bring understanding, to empower you. I will now review 10 key points about weight loss and diet. These points will be discussed in other lectures and brought up during visits with you. The first key point is that you should always eat to fullness so you address hunger. We understand now what types of diet changes lead to weight loss without tracking, without counting calories. We'll review this more. We know from studies and experience in our clinic that tracking, calorie counting, and commercial programs are not sustainable for most people for many reasons. So we do not recommend this for most people. Instead, you should eat to fullness and just rebalance your diet by making new habits. This is about seeing long-term success, not short-term weight loss. Hunger is a part of life. It just needs to be addressed. There's no avoiding it. You just need enough filling healthy foods in order to do this and still lose weight. The second key point, when you're eating to fullness and not counting calories, there are two types of diet changes that work. Two directions you can go. The first is the ketogenic diet, which is a very high fat diet. It's very, very low in carbohydrate. The second approach is our focus here, and is what we recommend to most people. It's what we often call an updated healthy diet or a high fiber whole food diet. The past 20 years of nutrition research has led us to this point where we know a lot about an ideally healthy diet, which is also an excellent weight loss diet. We really believe patients should understand why diet changes lead to weight loss and the effects of different foods and food groups on weight and health. This is to empower you. An updated healthy diet is in fact high in healthy carbs or healthy starchy foods or whole starches. Any of those terms work. You need to pick the term that you're comfortable with. But this is surprising to many people, and we will explain why. This approach is flexible. It's higher in healthy carbs, but there's still room for some of everything. This is not all or nothing. The third key point, what we've learned in the last 20 years, is how damaging ultra-processed foods are to our health and to our lifespan. It is best to reduce these foods to quite a modest amount to see success. We'll talk a lot more about ultra-processed foods in a future lecture. These foods are, for better or worse, just toxic to our health when eaten frequently. Very modest amounts are certainly fine. Again, an updated healthy diet is not all or nothing. The fourth key point we've learned from nutrition research is that whole, cooked, ideally home-cooked meals are the foundation of success. It is not impossible, but it is often very difficult to succeed when many of your meals are from restaurants or takeout. Cooking your meals or eating family meals at home gives you control over the added ingredients, the nutrients, and the amount of fat. This helps keep your calories low. The fifth key point, when you eat an updated healthy diet, you really need to eat a lot of food. Stuff yourself with healthy foods and let these foods do your job. Ideally, you eat them earlier in the day, and once they're in your body, they help you to control hunger and lead to weight loss. This may seem too good to be true, but it's true. Eat a lot of food on a rebalanced healthy diet and you lose weight and you're not hungry. Key point number 6, and I said this earlier, healthy carbs are at the center of this healthy diet. There's room for some of everything, but understanding healthy carbs or healthy starchy foods and increasing them a lot in your diet is what leads to success. Other diet changes that people commonly make, such as increasing protein, just don't work. Healthy starchy foods have your protein, your energy, and give you your fullness. They are the most important food group for weight loss. At the center, most of your calories would be coming from oats, brown rice, chickpeas, potatoes, pasta, whole grain bread, barley, couscous, buckwheat, lentils, and many others. This is a big group of foods, and it's essential for us to help you determine your favorites and your favorite recipes so you can begin to eat more of them. Key point number 7 is that a general, quote-unquote, high-protein approach to losing weight really doesn't work. You might have a little bit of weight loss because you reduce junk foods, but it stops very quickly. We will explain why this happens later. We will always try to make all of the information we share with you make sense to you. That's our goal. Key point number 8 is that eating big meals early in the day has a big impact on weight. When early meals are skipped, you're very vulnerable to eating a lot of food in the evening. If you can work towards one big healthy meal most days before 4 p.m., you'll do very well. You'll control hunger and cravings much better. A rough cutoff for when to get this early meal in is 4 p.m. Try to have a big meal before this time most days. You don't have to be perfect. You don't always have to do this. One large meal like this is plenty as a goal. Focusing on your largest meal and making it healthier will have a big impact on your weight. Key point number 9 is just that restaurant and takeout food really gets in the way because of the portions, because of the fat, and often the added sugar. It is made to be almost addictive, and it's very high fat in order to do this. There is lots of added fat in these types of meals. There's certainly room for everything in your diet, but eating these meals frequently can make it almost impossible to lose weight. Home cooking or home-cooked meals is where your control is. Key point number 10, the final point, is to just take your time. Your body starts to heal itself with any improvement in your diet. Habit change takes planning and many efforts over time before it becomes a true habit. Taking it slow is the only way to go for most people, for most of us living busy lives.